Hello, Dr. Toula here. You might be wondering why I'm talking to you today about things like scorpions and frogs. Basically, I'm running workshops. I'm teaching people about using the metaphors of the scorpion and the frog to help them to work on their unconscious issues on a much deeper level than what we would normally be able to achieve through regular teaching and counselling methods. So you'll see in this introductory video that people are using lots of stories, lots of images, particularly revolving around the scorpion and frog theme. And they're having lots of fun, but they're also doing a lot of learning. Keeping in mind that shadow work itself is quite a difficult process. People have to be ready to work on their unconscious issues and blockages, things that are causing them to do self-sabotage behaviour. Sometimes we have things, you know how you've got stuff that you sort of know is not good for you, but you need to be able to change it and you don't know how. So that's what this workshop is all about. Why did I use scorpions and frogs? Because when I was a teenager going through bullying, my father told me the story of the scorpion and the frog, and I found that very helpful. And then when I was 38 and working in the education system, I had a young fellow who, I was actually high up in the education system, and I was very involved in a case where I had a young fellow who brought a knife to school and he stabbed his bully. And so a couple of weeks later, I had another kid who was also going through bullying, and I didn't want another stabbing on my hands, and so I decided to use the scorpion and the frog story. Not consciously, I actually was dreaming about it. I couldn't sleep properly. I got anxious about having another stabbing, and I thought I have to help this kid somehow or other to make meaning out of his suffering. So I went to the scorpion and frog story through my dreams and started researching the story and looking at how it could be helpful for people. And so that's sort of where scorpion and frog metaphors came from, was my own lived experience of going through issues and trying to understand how some people can hurt other people and it doesn't bother them, and how others just, they just don't understand it, myself included, and that's why I couldn't help this kid. So what I found was using stories and images to go to the unconscious, and again, this wasn't a conscious exercise on my part, but I found it got great results. And so now I'm actually using scorpion and frog not just in medical centres and schools and private organisations with individuals, but I'm actually now doing it on a much wider level. I ran my first SIT shadow work workshop just recently. Thoroughly enjoyed doing the process. People enjoyed themselves, but also now I'm actually in the next stage, which is really exciting, to be able to teach people about SIT shadow work as becoming SIT shadow work practitioners who can actually help themselves, but not just that, but actually help others to work on their own issues, but doing it in a way that's evidence-based, using strategies and tools that are grounded in research that have been used with literally thousands of people over the last 14 years. I've been teaching and counselling for over 30 years, but the last 14 I've been doing story image therapy and creating and refining that, and then also helping people now on a much deeper level, working on their unconscious issues through stories and images in SIT shadow work. So yeah, very exciting stuff, teaching the teachers, and yeah, I love it. Thank you.